Bahamas tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shasheena. Rolle. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the nation's leader promoting the spirit of entrepreneurship. Last evening, Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie traveled to Grand Bahama to celebrate the launch of the skincare product line created by a local Grand Bahamian. Megan Shepard has our top story.
Flawless Skin and Body by Kaylisa opening in grand style Thursday evening at the Circle Mall. The line of Bahamian beauty products has recently been granted FDA approval after being on the market for 3 years. The nation's leader, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, lending his support to the entrepreneur, saying that any idea by any Bahamian intended to serve in the best possible way is a good idea that deserves support.
Our country, like every other country, requires small business persons taking the first step. When they are ambitious and clearly aspiring not only to produce products for the Bahamian market, but for markets abroad, then it has to be encouraged by the government, because it just takes one idea with one person who has the will to stay with it and the ability to market it.
The Prime Minister applauds the local businesswoman for making such a bold step and for taking on a fairly unknown and difficult market. He encouraged her to take advantage of the power of networking and marketing her products, not only here in the Bahamas, but on an international scale.
Kaylisa, everything depends entirely on you. Your ability to network in your own country, to have instruments that are available and that can be used to facilitate the marketing of your products, and that you must do that.
Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, says this new opening proves that Grand Bahama's economy is indeed on the upswing. He also congratulated Benabi for her persistence in the business and ingenuity in branding a Bahamian market.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my understanding that today's grand opening marks a $100,000 investment in the economy of the island of Grand Bahama and have created 6 new jobs for Grand Bahamians in the growing field of aesthetics. It also demonstrates the enterprising business ideas that are flourishing on the island of Grand Bahama.
Grateful for public support, owner Kaylisa Benabi says she has always had a passion for beauty and that her labor is not all about making an income, but about helping women to feel better about themselves.
Going through life, you come across people with difficulties and, self-esteem problems due to their skin issues, and it play a big role in the way they react in society. Some people, for instance, wouldn't even come out the car sometimes. I have to go to them. That's how bad their skins are. So and you're dealing with the outer appearance as well as you have to repair what's inside as well. And I'm just so happy that I found the product and I found ingredients and only through the inspiration of God.
There was the official cutting of the ribbon, and Prime Minister Christie declared the business officially open. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
In other news, it's been a consistent complaint here on Grand Bahama, not enough job opportunities for Bahamians in the industrial sector. Minister for Immigration, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, says partners in the sector have been sensitized about this concern, and it would appear that more Bahamians are now preparing themselves for jobs in that sector.
And that's a work in progress. And, Grand Bahama Shipyard, QSL, City Services, I think all of these people are still being watched very carefully. But, as with all these issues, once they get off the front pages, that people think there's less vigilance about it, but it isn't. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there's an eternal vigilance on this point, because unless, you develop the pool of workers, you're going to continue to have issues.
Minister Mitchell says the Grand Bahama Shipyard recently made a presentation to the government, and he was impressed with the array of young Bahamians now in that market. However, when it comes to training generally, he has one area of concern.
My focus is trying to, instill in the young males that, they're being outstripped by their female contemporaries. And that's not a problem, the fact that women succeed. What is a problem is that men are not succeeding as they should. Don't know what we're going to do to connect, but we continue to try in that area as well.
51-year-old Trinidadian and divorced father of 3, Andre Burbal, will have to spend the next 28 years behind bars for having unnatural sexual intercourse with one of his underage students on 2 separate occasions in 2011 and 2013 on Grand Bahama. That sentence handed down by Justice Roy Jones. In passing sentence, Justice Roy Jones noted that Burbal has shown no remorse despite the fact that he breached his position of trust as a teacher and violated the innocence of a child who was traumatized as a result. He noted that the offenses were premeditated and carefully planned by Burbal. At the same time, the judge noted the 5 years the Trinidadian has already spent in prison and the fact that he has not broken any prison rules. He then sentenced Burbal to 14 years on the first count of unnatural sexual intercourse and 14 years on the second count to run consecutively, which means once Burbal completes the first prison term, he'll begin serving the next. Police in Abaco arresting 21 migrants in the Snake Key area. Police, Defense Force, and immigration officers acting on a tip traveled to Snake Key in South Abaco, where they arrested the illegal Haitian migrants, 4 females, 16 males, and 1 juvenile. Now the group was handed over to immigration authorities for process. Investigations are continuing into this matter. Also from Abaco, a suspect arraigned before the court in connection with that blaze in the Haitian community of the Sandbank in Treasure Key last week that left scores displaced. 23-year-old Joel Josu of the Sandbank was arraigned before Magistrate Ancilla Evans with damaging and endangering property by the willful and negligent use of fire. Josu pled not guilty and remanded to Sandlands Rehabilitation Center until May 22nd. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.